What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including William Regal is officially back in WWE as a vice president, Brock Lesnar's insane WrestleMania opponent revealed, who's replacing William Regal, Ronda Rousey after tag team gold, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new channel, Wrestlelamia Shorts. And now let's do the intro and get straight into our first story. Our first story looks at William Regal being given a vice president role in WWE. Regal will be a major player in WWE. William Regal is on his way back to WWE, and now we know what type of position Regal will be returning to. According to PW Insider, Regal will embark on a vice president role upon his return. PW Insider adds, WWE sources have confirmed William Regal has officially come to terms on his new position with the company and will start the first week of January. We're told Regal will have a vice president position in the company when he returns, but we've not heard from what his official title role will be. Regal was written off AEW television a number of weeks ago and is now expected to return to WWE in early 2023. Next up, Brock Lesnar's insane WrestleMania opponent revealed. Now, there's a news report from Wrestling News about Brock Lesnar's rumored opponent for WrestleMania 39. They reported after asking someone who's familiar with the creative plans, WrestlingNews.co was told that Lesnar vs Gunther is one of the matches listed internally for the show. Gunther has talked about wrestling Brock Lesnar, likening it to a dream match. While it appears Brock Lesnar has unfinished business with Bobby Lashley, who hasn't forgotten about losing to the Beast at Crown Jewel, that program may be finished at the Royal Rumble, freeing Brock for a new series. Would you guys like to see this dream match? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up is the New Day doing double duty. Will the New Day be doing double duty as NXT Tag Team Champions by appearing on NXT and SmackDown? Well, the New Day defeated Pretty Deadly at NXT Deadline on 10th December to become NXT Tag Team Champions, leading to questions whether they'll compete exclusively on NXT and leave their previous home at SmackDown. Shawn Michaels discussed the New Day's schedule during his media call after Deadline, explaining, "Once again, none of it has been finalized yet, but I have every intention because, as best that I understand it right now, the New Day is still part of SmackDown, so our title should definitely be represented. That crossover that we had in the last several months is going to continue." Fans have noticed how the WWE has increased the number of main roster appearances on NXT, ranging from one-off appearances to long-lasting ones. Michaels' comment about the New Day on NXT suggests a likely reason for the popular group's presence on the white and gold brand. The thing is, I'm thinking about Vengeance Day, but that isn't obviously finalized, but I absolutely have to think about selling those tickets in Charlotte and finding out what we can do best to help that. At this point right now, I can't say that I know that the New Day is going to be a part of that, but I can promise you I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that they are, because that's something that's going to be beneficial in making that premium live event in Charlotte something special. NXT is preparing to host its first PLE outside Florida since the COVID-19 pandemic, with NXT Vengeance Day taking place at the Spectrum Center in Charlotte, North Carolina. Naturally, the WWE wants to ensure this is a success, and Michaels must believe the New Day can help sell plenty of tickets. Next up, AEW was seriously considering an MJF face turn. There's more talk that the rumors of an MJF face turn heading into Full Gear were more than just talk. Meltzer recently discussed the situation in the Wrestling Observer newsletter, saying, "Multiple people have noted to us in the past week that there were discussions regarding having MJF be the lead face coming out of Full Gear. It was my intuition because the company needed a new hot babyface to rally around, and making a top babyface today is far harder than a top heel." That said, Tony Khan made the call, and at this point the absolute worst idea would be to turn MJF face now, because that window is closed at least for many more months down the line. It might have missed its peak and all, but who can say where things will be in 6 months or a year? As we've commented before, MJF is a proper heel, and while a babyface run is inevitable, there's no need to rush things right now. MJF is the heel world champion that the promotion needs, a technical wizard who's magic on the microphone and who sells plenty of merch despite playing a villain. Regarding Meltzer's musing that AEW needs a top babyface, we disagree, feeling it's time for the promotion to use some of its younger babyface talent and see how fans react. For example, Ricky Stark's choice as MJF's first series challenger is a good pick. AEW has plenty of stars to challenge MJF, including Jungle Boy, Darby Allin, Keith Lee, Eddie Kingston, and eventually Wardlow. Next up is Ronda Rousey looking for more gold. Ronda Rousey is firmly entrenched as SmackDown Women's Champion, but apparently that hasn't stopped her from eyeing up more championship gold. During a recent YouTube stream, a fan asked Ronda Rousey how she would feel about chasing the WWE Women's Championship alongside Shayna Baszler. Yes, I'm happy to just have a tag title. I don't need a singles title. A tag run would be fun. I mean, both is cool, but I've been doing singles for so long. I'm ready to change it up. That's another thing too, people forget I only have a year and a half in ring experience. Baszler and Rousey have shown remarkable chemistry during their team-ups on SmackDown, and they would undoubtedly make a formidable tag team, forcing the WWE's women's division to step up and find a way to beat these twin terrors. Let's just hope WWE gives them a mouthpiece if it decides to permanently pair them up. The thought of having to watch more Ronda Shayna promos is simply horrifying. Next up is an NXT superstar about to debut on the main roster. Is Cameron Grimes being prepared for a main roster call-up in WWE? Well, the former North American champion and $1 Million champion's name has been mentioned as a potential member for Bray Wyatt's Wyatt 6 group, which conceivably would see him promoted to the main roster. However, as Fightful Select reports, it was reported recently that Cameron Grimes was considered for an NXT call-up but hasn't appeared yet. Fightful Select spoke with several WWE staff who considered Grimes a natural fit, with one noting that he's been working television for over 5 years straight and has great familiarity with producer Shane Helms, who does work on Raw and SmackDown. For now, fans will have to wait and see what's next for Grimes. While the WWE reportedly has a policy of giving new wrestlers a set amount of time to show they're worth keeping, there's no set time limit for established stars in NXT as far as when they're pushed to the main roster. Fans have seen wrestlers stay in NXT for years with no promotion, while others have been quickly promoted to the main roster. In light of Triple H bringing back many wrestlers, there would seem to be no immediate need for fresh talent on the main roster. However, based on what we've seen from the game over the last 6 months, he has no problem loading up the roster with more wrestlers than he has room to book. Do you think Grimes is ready for the main roster? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, who is replacing William Regal in the BCC? Has AEW found a replacement for William Regal in the Blackpool Combat Club? Now that Regal is exiting and returning to WWE, some fans have asked if AEW plans on putting a wrestler into the group to serve as a mentor, much like Regal did. Current BCC member Wheeler Yuta recently appeared on the Battlegrounds podcast and discussed the rumors that former Ring of Honor World and Pure Champion Nigel McGuinness may take Regal's spot. I think that Nigel's awesome, but I think that we're probably going to wind up doing with the BCC is just taking it forward ourselves. We've already learned a lot, now it's up to those three to continue to mentor me. You heard Regal say it himself, so I don't think that's going to probably be the 4 of us going on from now on, but we'll see where it ends. You'll likely recall that AEW wrote Regal off for AEW TV by having him state that the BCC has learned enough that it was time for them to move on by themselves, which sounds like they have no need of a manager and or mentor. However, Yuta acknowledged, I'm certainly not ruling it out. Like I said, Nigel's awesome, I think it's his style. Obviously he's not active anymore, but his style fits him great with what we were doing. So yeah, I think he's great, but I think for right now, it'll be the 4 of us. Based on what we've seen from AEW's booking of the BCC, they're not going anywhere. However, as Yuta himself mentioned, the group doesn't need any help from anyone, even a talent like McGuinness. And finally, Jamie Noble defeats the Bloodline. Last but not least, Jamie Noble has shown how to end one's career in style, in this case by defeating the WWE's most dominant group, the Bloodline. Noble, who announced he's retiring from this year, teamed up with Braun Strowman, Ridge Holland and Butch at a live event in West Virginia against Solo Sikoa, Jey and Jimmy Uso and Sami Zayn, with Noble getting his team the win after pinning Zayn. After the match, Honorary Uso Sami Zayn tweeted this shout out to Noble saying, "An emotional night. I'm humbled and honored to have had the privilege of sharing the ring with Jamie Noble tonight in his final match. Very few actually know how much Jamie has contributed to this industry, one of the great minds for the business and an unsung hero at WWE. Congrats to Noble on going out with a big win, and we send our well wishes for him for a continued success working backstage as a producer." But there you have it folks, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.